Hello and welcome to another Caveman's Corner. I'm here with a couple special guests. My co-host Ray, who is no longer missing in action. We found him. He wasn't in Batavia for Ground Force Fights, but he's here now. And Darren X. We're not going to say his last name because number one, it's hard to say, and number two, he likes pro wrestling. So what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, Caveman?
Jeff, it's good to be here.
Yeah, Darren's checking it out. He's going to have his own podcast. Maybe we'll jump into it right after this. Before we get going, Ray, what happened to you in Batavia, man?
Before I answer that question, I heard you got your black belt.
Oh, why? Thank you, Ray. Yeah, it's Professor Caveman to you now.
Oh, jeez, Professor.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to Master? Like to karate?
I think you gotta be good for that. I'm still not good. I'm just starting.
Oh, okay.
Maybe my belt's red. You can call me Master.
Okay, yeah, that's what. You gotta be like a 5th degree, right?
I don't know.
Oh, whatever.
I'm never gonna be that good.
But you know, you got your black belt and your journey. You gotta continue.
$5,000 for blue belt.
Damn. Come on, man.
All right, $5,500 for you.
Come on.
Special deal.
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
I'll give you a private for $100.
Oh, damn you. Oh, yeah, your privates went up.
My privates went up. From 80 to 100 now. Darren doesn't know what we're talking about. He thinks we're talking about wieners.
Oh, damn.
We're not talking about wieners?
No all meat wieners yet. So what happened to you, Ray? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
that's
Darren.
okay. I just had a question for you because I know you've been doing this a long time, but what's involved in getting your black belt?
Well, basically, I paid a lot of money to learn jiu-jitsu, and then they gave me a black belt, and I don't really make any money. No, that's not how it works. I trained for a really long time. I started training in 1988 in wrestling, and then I progressed through the belt rankings. I've never really had to take an official belt test like a lot of people have. At the school I was at through Purple, they didn't do belt testing, and then we changed what we do now, so we didn't test for brown or black for me. But basically, you demonstrate your ability to do jiu-jitsu, and you demonstrate the techniques, and you demonstrate that you have the ability to perform it live under stress against resisting opponents. And some of it's attitude and attendance, and some of it's skill, and some of it's toughness, and some of it's just because I'm too ugly and I never go away and they just want to get rid of me, so they give me a black belt.
Hey, Caveman.
Don't think you're ugly. You're seasoned. Sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
Caveman, I heard your wife got another tip.
Yeah, my wife does have 2 tips now, so my wife officially outranks Ray in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes. Damn.
But you still got her beat on Whopper eating. I bet you she's got you beat on eating cats, though.
Oh, my God, Caveman.
Oh, yo, the other day my wife was sparring in the gym, and she got hit in the eye. Someone actually knocked her eye round. I've been threatening to do that to her for years, and it actually happened.
Was it Mickey?
No, it wasn't Mickey. It was kind of funny, though. It didn't really happen. She just got the glove poke in the eye, but I thought it was funny. I just want to say that. As long as we're doing racist jokes.
You mean. You mean, Caveman.
Yeah, we're putting that public out there. You really avoided the question, though. What happened to you in Batavia?
I got scared to ask Carol.
Yeah, that's what Rich Mitchell thought happened.
Yeah, he thought that. And I said some mean things to him, and I'm sorry, Rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was noticeably upset, but I would be too. I mean, he put a show together. You were one of the first fights signed, if not the first fight. You talked an enormous amount of shit before this fight.
Wait a minute, K-Man. You told me to talk shit.
Yeah, but I told you to show up, too.
You evil man.
I'm an evil fucker, dude. But I heard that you might be taking this to the underground to settle this beef a little bit. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I'm just sick of people saying I'm scared of them.
Are you going to put them in a trunk like all your hookers? Is it cocaine?
Come on. I'm not Mark Hunt. Wait, Mark Hunt.
Mark Hall?
Mark Hunt.
You're throwing innocent men under the bus, Ray.
I know he gonna come in Buffalo and visit me and knock my ass out.
Yeah, we had a guy on, and he said that we shouldn't put hookers and cocaine in your trunk.
Oh,
so that's a running joke on the podcast. Yeah, he fought in UFC, Mark Hall.
Yeah, he got duct tape.
Yeah, right after we just got done talking about how religious he was and Bible study, and then he's like, yeah, don't throw hookers in the trunk while you're doing cocaine. Oh, that was a good interview.
He told Caveman not to put that on there.
Yeah, and I put it on there.
Yeah. You when you come to Caveman Corner, you gotta watch what you say.
It's all getting put out there.
Yeah.
Racist jokes and all, except for Mark Coleman. We edited his. He did talk a lot of shit, but he was drunk, so we had to give him a little break.
Yeah.
We edited it was 6.5 hours, dude, and the podcast ended up being an hour and 40 minutes or so.
So you interviewed a drunk Mark Coleman?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was
Was
bad.
that a good interview?
The on-release parts were pretty good.
Yeah.
The rest of the interview was a little...
Caveman gonna come up with a director's cut. Mark Coleman interview.
Oh, man.
Mark Coleman uncut.
Dude, we got him in trouble with his girl, too. Like, his girl was yelling at him at the end, remember?
Yeah, that was funny.
And then Ray's like, you come to my house. You went down to visit him after that, though, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't? He didn't want to visit you. You got him in trouble with his girl. So, anyways, what happened? Why couldn't you fight?
Doctor didn't clear me to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, injury.
Old injury?
Yep.
Penal?
Oh, come on, kid. I had an old injury, and doctor didn't clear me to fight, so I couldn't fight. And Rich Mitchell got mad, and Alex Carroll got mad.
I don't think Alex Carroll... Well, Alex Carroll should be mad because he got his ass beat down by Tim Cronk.
Oh, damn. A Canadian.
Yeah. Like 15 seconds.
And like we always talk
Rich
about...
Mitchell owes me $10 from that, by the way, because I bet that would last less than a minute.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Listen, the Canadians are tough, man. And you know, you got to give Alex Carroll credit for fighting that guy. He, to me...
Dude, I just think he's stupid.
You know what? He is, but you know, it's not smart. He don't train in the gym, and he fights all these.
He did land
top
two
fighters.
very serious leg kicks that totally bruised up Tim Cronk's legs. I actually seen pictures from Tim Cronk of how bruised his legs are from those two leg kicks. But he just folded as soon as he ran into some adversity. But, I mean, he pulled out, but he did get a shot at the heavyweight title.
Let me ask you this. You think Alex Carroll kicks harder than me?
I don't know, Ray. We did go to that Anthony Ford seminar, and I did hold pads for you. And I believe I do kick harder than you.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I never hauled for Alex Carroll because he could never get his foot on the pads without falling over. So I can't honestly tell you.
Oh, okay.
I held pads for him, too, though. I think you definitely kick harder than him. I don't know who hits harder. It's about the same. But, I mean, he's a serious... He's like a for real heavyweight.
Yeah, he is.
And you're like...
I'm up for heavyweight.
You should be like a middleweight, to be honest with you. But just because you weigh 285 doesn't mean you should be a heavyweight.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But let me ask you this: how tall is Alex Carroll?
I don't know. He's a little midget, dude. He's shorter than me. You definitely take him out. So you guys are gonna go into the gym and actually do this then?
Yes.
All right. He just had his kids, so you should give him a little break before he gets retarded.
Damn.
Can you use light gloves and no shins?
I don't want to use no shin pads. I think that's for pussies.
Yeah.
No headgear.
And then
let's just sign a waiver and let the best man win. We have somebody reffing and
yeah.
neutral
Impartial.
ground.
Yeah. Impartial gym. Impartial ref.
Right.
Right. Rich Mitchell wanted to do it at his house. He said put up the cage and we could have a bonfire. Serious.
Listen, we could do it at Rich House.
Yeah.
Go Facebook Live. Nah, he couldn't do a Facebook Live, but
We could do Facebook. We should do old school, like Hicks and Gracie style. Winner gets the tape. You can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll record it. And then no matter what happens, I'm going to post on my YouTube anyways.
Alex Carroll get beat up real bad, and he was like, "Okay, man, please don't put that up."
But if you get beat up really bad, it's still going up. I'm going to make fun of you a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I get my ass beat, first of all, I might commit suicide. I'm going to be in suicide watch. You got to watch over me, Kate, man. And yeah, you know, if I was to lose Alex Carroll, you know, I shouldn't be fighting MMA. I shouldn't be, you know, I just should be doing it for fun.
And to be honest, he needs to get a win under his belt, so it'll be a good chance for him to beat somebody up.
Yeah.
No offense, you're no Tim Cronk. Dude, that dude's fucking scary.
And fucking Canadians are tough.
Yeah. And he can wrestle too, dude. He's a fucking beast. So, that being said, we had two crazy things happen in UFC. We had the most boring heavyweight fight of all time, but I don't think it was the most boring heavyweight fight of all time. I still think Shamrock and Dan Severn was the most boring fight of all time. So I heard we might get Ken Shamrock on here.
I'm working on it.
I don't think he's gonna come on if he listens to this part.
Yeah, I'm working on it, and
he's gonna hang up on me. Just so you know, we're never gonna get him again. He made fun of me when I was a little kid, dude. I don't like that.
What he said to you?
Remember, I had my head shaved. He made fun of my haircut.
Oh.
Fuck him.
Wait, I never heard about this. What happened?
Yeah, I went to a Naga tournament, and
Wait, how old were you?
I don't know, like 20.
Okay.
Kroll was there with me, I think. Pretty sure he was there at that time. And I shaved the middle of my beard and the middle of my head, so I had a no-hawk. And he was making fun of my hair.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock taking shots.
Yeah. Fuck him.
I'll make fun of you too if I see that. But you'll whoop my ass.
Yeah. And I won, I think. I won the no-gi at least. I don't think I won gi. I think I lost gi that time. But I won the no-gi. That's all that really matters when you're a fighter.
Caveman's a black belt now. He motivated me. I'm going to the gym tomorrow and train hard.
I'll tell you, I give you a blue belt for $5,000. I'm cheap. I have no moral standards.
Wait a minute. $5,000 ain't got anything. I probably could move a couple kilos. 1 kilo would do it. 1 kilo would do it. Yeah.
It's a good thing you're talking really quiet. It's not really picking you up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. With your sexy voice. Why don't you give the girls a sexy voice? Just a mic.
Ooh, baby, come here.
Ray's going to be sleeping on the couch again tonight. It's like the time I got you the Captain Morgan bomb. And you fucking just died wherever you were.
I was upstairs.
Ray was gone for like days. We didn't know where he went.
Oh, yeah.
When we actually had a podcast studio.
I was supposed to get drunk on the podcast. Because I told you when I get drunk, I start talking crazy and...
Yeah, after you beat...
I turn to like some character, you know?
After you beat Alex Carroll, we will have you on the podcast, drunk, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I think that shit will go.
All right.
That shit gonna be funny.
So we had Nagano versus Derek Lewis, which is probably the most boring heavyweight co-main event of all time. Did you see it?
I heard about it.
How can you never see any of the UFCs? We have a MMA podcast. You never see any fights ever.
Lately, I've been cheap. I was supposed to go to a bar and go see it.
You should have went to Mooney's. Mooney's sponsored our gym,
Yeah.
where I got my black belt at. And you didn't go.
Did you go to the bar?
No, I bought it at home.
Oh.
I never go to the bar. I don't like going out.
Yeah.
I don't drink, so it's tough for me to go out.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that fight was pretty boring. I think they threw like 12 punches the whole fight, circling and kind of scared each other.
And this African guy is supposed to be like the most feared striker.
Oh my God, they're both insane strikers. Really good. Did you see the fight, Derek?
I did not. I saw highlights and whatnot, but I didn't get a chance to see the entire fight.
Yeah. You saved yourself about 15 minutes of life. That was really boring. You'd have been mad. Oh, I have the best MMA story. Fedor was fighting Josh. Oh, what was his last name? Do you remember?
I don't.
The giant Josh guy. He's nothing but muscles. Fedor walks out. He looks like he's got his hair's all messy, like he was sleeping.
Which Fedor are you talking about?
The brother.
Oh, yeah, Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander fought
James Thompson.
James Thompson. Yeah, James Thompson.
Oh yeah, I seen that fight.
And
I was never more mad in my life.
They're like, look at those two guys. There's no way that Elemenko wins.
He looks fucking nuts.
He does look nuts.
He looks like he just woke up in a gutter. He walks out there. His clothes are stained. His hair is a mess.
He got that nice tattoo though.
He does.
The Grim Reaper holding the baby.
And dude, James is
Thompson
a
walks out
fucking
like a machine.
bang,
chiseled out of rock.
steroided up.
Are you kidding me?
Juice to the bones.
And Thompson takes a run at Fedor, Alexander sidesteps him and throws a punch into his head, and it's over with. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I bet Darren something, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, I don't remember
you were
what the bet was,
so mad.
Oh
my God, that was the worst bet ever. Kroll never lets you live that one down.
No, he reminds me of that every time I see him. Every time he sees an article on James Thompson, hey, there's a story on your boy here. Great.
All right, and then lastly we had Daniel Cormier. He took on Stipe Miocic and had a big win. Did you see that, Ray?
Nope.
Did you see any highlights?
But I saw the eye poke.
What did you think of the eye poke?
I heard he did it twice.
I think he eye poked him in that last exchange where it knocked him out, to be honest with you. But it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad?
Well, people are saying that was why he got knocked out, but I don't think so. I mean, the whole series of events would happen the same way because DC got the underhook. Even though he poked him in the eye to get it, he still would have had an underhook either way because he's fighting with his hands way out like a Thai-style fighter. because Stipe's so long. And Stipe would come in and he'd try and get the underhook. Most of the time, Stipe was just bombing him. And he was beating Cormier up pretty good. And Cormier got the uppercut and kind of drug him with his left hand and hit him with an overhand right and just put him to sleep, dude. It was crazy.
It had to have some kind of effect when you get poked in the eye.
Yeah, I don't think... Because he was turning with the underhook. I don't think it would have... Maybe if he separated and they would have hit him, but he was still dirty boxing range. He still had an underhook. Okay. Just came over the top, dirty boxing, and cracked him with a right. And he hit him earlier, and they stopped the fight and gave him time to recover, too. Okay. So it wasn't... I'm not even sure he got poked in the eye the second time, because they didn't show that part on the replay. But it looked like it to me, watching it live.
Our friend, Charlie Anzone, said he got poked in the eye.
Yeah, Charlie was working the show. He was right there.
Yeah.
So he would know.
Yeah.
But, dude, either way, it's a huge win for DC. What do you think that puts him in his legacy?
Well,
I mean, he's a
first of all, he ain't beat my boy John Jones.
Yeah.
So he was given the...
To be fair, John Jones has never passed a drug test after they fought.
Well, he had cocaine in his system. You couldn't beat a cokehead, okay?
Steroids the second time.
Nah.
But does that matter? I mean, does that change the outcome of the fight? Because, I mean, John Jones didn't win because he was stronger. John Jones won because he was better.
He's a better fighter than
right.
DC.
But do you count that or do you not count that? What do you think, Darren?
If you're talking about the steroid thing, I don't think steroids in mixed martial arts, UFC, professional wrestling should be a banned substance. It's different than a team sport. It's an individual sport. So if these guys want to take the chance of destroying their body, destroying their mind, to give them an upper hand, I don't see a problem with it. You know, it's individual choice. You got guys that can go without it and become great fighters. I think, I mean, you're ripped, you're chiseled, and you're a solid fighter, and you've never taken a steroid in your life.
That's not true.
When have you taken steroids?
When I was
prescription steroids? But seriously, if you're not going to affect the team, if it's just an individual choice, I don't see the purpose in making it a big deal.
But in this situation, it's different because you're not allowed to take it. So that means one person can and one person, if one person does take it and one person can't take it, because they're following the rules, it's definitely an unfair playing field.
Definitely. If you're in the environment like that where it's a banned substance and you're not allowed to have it, then it's clear cut.
But it's not a like substance that the ingredients, they could be taking some kind of supplement and it could be anything and stuff. You know?
Yeah, and also when they tested him, it was such a small amount that was pretty much like he took it the day of the fight, just before the fight, which would have really no effect during the fight. I mean, because it didn't make him stronger, just it was a mental boost. But still, a mental boost is still a boost. I don't know. It's a tough line, but I think if one person can't do it, no one should be able to do it. You know,
right?
And
I agree.
But does that change like where he sits in his career? Because John Jones obviously is a better fighter than DC. Right?
I will put John Jones over DC
But DC just beat arguably the best heavyweight in UFC history. He has the most title defenses in UFC history.
But a lot of people online bring up that he haven't fought nobody great.
That's because he beat him so easy. What happens when they come back and beat DC then?
You know who's the best heavyweight ever?
Who's that?
The Mexican.
What Mexican?
You know who I'm talking about, baby.
I don't know who Cain Velasquez is.
Mr. Cain Cardio. The cardio machine.
But I would argue they can't keep himself healthy enough to fight twice in a row.
Because he'd be sparring sparring hard. Man.
Yeah. I mean, it's so tough. What do you say?
Yeah.
Stipe beat Ngannou, who was arguably the scariest man that ever fought in UFC.
That's true.
And he beat him on the feet. But then he got knocked out by DC.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. MMA math never really works out.
Right. You can't really predict MMA. Anything, little thing could happen with punches and little gloves. Any little hit could knock you out.
So where do you think he ranks then?
Who, DC?
Yeah, as pound for pound fighter.
You gotta give him his props.
Is he better than Mighty Mouse?
He fought better fighters than Mighty Mouse. Yes.
But you just say Stipe didn't fight no one good.
No, you talking about?
I'm talking about DC. But he beat Stipe, who you said didn't beat nobody good.
No, but the DC beat Josh Barnett. He beat a lot of other he was undefeated heavyweight.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh Burnett sucks. No. He didn't then. It sucks now.
Don't say that. He will come over here and beat you up.
He would. He'd beat me up. No doubt.
But Caveman wouldn't care.
Maybe he'd beat me up. He's old, dude. I kick him right in his knee. He won't know hit him. And if that don't work, I'm kicking him right in the dick.
What happened? He got that European little dick. And
I'm fucked. What about GSP? Is he better than GSP?
No.
Not better than GSP? So GSP's higher?
I'll give it to GSP because he's been in the game for a long time.
Is he better than Randy Couture?
Yes.
Is
Randy,
he?
let me tell you something. Mark Coleman, Randy Couture, they was great heavyweight fighters, but they never had a great record. Their record was like, what, 15 wins, 10 losses?
Because he came back and he fought guys that he knew he could beat, just like DC knew he was going to beat Stipe. I mean, he called the shot that he was going to knock him out with beforehand.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. So, I mean, their game plan so well. They know how they match up. They know who's a good matchup for you. You know,
DC's a smart fighter.
He's a very smart fighter.
I'll give him that.
The wrestlers usually are. They have really good game plans coming in.
I hate wrestlers.
So, is he better than? Is he better than Irishman?
McGregor, yes, because McGregor never defended his belt.
Yeah.
Is he better than Anderson Silva?
Well,
Anderson in his prime.
Anderson is prime? No. Anderson that keeps fighting? Maybe. I mean, how much does it tarnish your record when you keep losing? Because you're old.
Yeah, and DC already beat him.
Yeah.
But he was out of his prime, though.
And out of his weight class.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I do have to say Kim...
Wait, hold up. You know what, though? I got to respect DC because he got a dad body like me.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can look like a professional fighter now, Ray. This look is no longer in. I'm pointing at myself. And that look is in now. I'm pointing at Ray.
No six-pack? Yeah.
Yeah, the dad bod, it's in. Until you're in a fight and your girl calls you a fat lump of coal. All right, so we brought in an expert to talk about what happened next. DC knocks out Stipe. Joe Rogan comes in. They start to interview him. Of course, Brock Lesnar's in the crowd. They bring him in. And go, Darren.
Brock Lesnar, as usual, is a walking travesty.
Isn't he the heavyweight champ in WWE?
He's the Universal Champion, which
is that higher than heavyweight?
It's personal opinion. They're all on the same level. I think it's a tailored championship for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar single-handedly takes the seriousness and validity out of UFC because I believe that whole altercation between him and Daniel Cormier was a work just to draw attention to their upcoming fight. But Brock Lesnar in the WWE has the golden key to the business. He's got the red carpet rolled out for him all the time. He works probably a third of the days that all the other guys on the roster work and makes a ton more money. And he gets perks and things given to him that no other wrestlers are allowed. He doesn't associate with anybody. He's in the locker room. He's a dickhead. He doesn't care. And he just needs to leave professional sports altogether.
I don't think we'll be getting Brock Lesnar on either now.
I would say this to Brock Lesnar's face for the satisfaction. I know he'd kill me, but it would be worth it.
Do you think all that is fake, or do you think he's really just an angry dude, man? I've seen some videos where he was backstage watching some videos of him getting beat, and he tore up the locker room. Looks pretty real. Seems like an angry dude. He's
definitely an angry dude. Considering that he's gotten caught as many times as he has with steroids, I'm sure a lot of it's roid rage. But he's got a problem with anything. If he's not the main event, if he's not the winner of the fight, he's pissed off all the time, and I don't understand why. The guy's got everything. He's got the career, he's got the money, he's got a gorgeous wife, he's got a family, he's got it all, and he's just constantly pissed off.
Would you say your feelings are universal among wrestling fans, or do you think you're a little bit different?
I think I'm different because there's a lot of Brock Lesnar fans in the WWE and in the wrestling world and whatnot, but it's just guys like that think they're bigger than the business. Brock Lesnar, I believe, thinks he's bigger than the WWE. I think he thinks he's bigger than the UFC, and he's just not. He's another guy. He's been beaten in the UFC by the Cain Velasquez fight is a prime example. It was my favorite fight in UFC of all time. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, I think, and I was just sitting there waiting for Velasquez to kick the shit out of Brock Lesnar, and it happened. Brock Lesnar is not unbeatable. He's not this destructive machine that he wants to be, and it's just he's more hyped than he is actually good.
My favorite fight of his when he fought Overeem.
I like when he
Alistair
fought,
kicked him in the liver.
I like when he beat up Frank Mir.
He beat up Frank Mir twice. I don't know if Frank Mir submitted him, but he was beating him up.
But you gotta give Brock credit because he's young in the MMA game and he beat some tough fighters.
Beat Randy Couture for the title.
Beat Randy Couture.
He beat Keith Haring, Randy Couture. But at that point, weren't these guys a little older and
he beat up what's that other guy? Shane. Oh, what's that? The guy who used to be heavyweight.
Shane Carwin.
Yes, he beat him up. Even though he almost lost that one.
Yeah, he almost lost that one.
Carwin
Carwin was exhausted at the end of the first round.
But you got to give Brock credit, man, for surviving it and winning.
He should be. Dude, he's like two sides. His fist is bigger than Randy Couture's head.
I know.
Randy Couture was a champ because he could beat one heavyweight, and he had to defend the title.
Brock take you down and beat the shit out of you with a big ass hand.
Do you think Brock can take down DC?
Yes, because DC's smaller.
No, dude, DC is an Olympic caliber wrestler. Brock is good, but there's levels to that shit, dude. There's levels to that
Tom
shit.
Erickson?
Yeah, Tom Erickson talked about the levels of that shit, dude. You forgot all about that podcast.
Yes, I did.
There's like NCAA champion. There's international competitor, and then there's fucking Olympic champion, dude. He's in the Olympics. He's way steps ahead of them dudes, man. I'm telling you, he's a better wrestler than Brock. His technique is better. His stand-up is better, too, man.
He's a better wrestler than John Jones, too, right?
Yeah. Nagano fucking destroyed Overeem. Overeem beat fucking Lesnar, like, handily, easily. Right. And then Stipe beat the guy that beat Lesnar. And then DC beat him.
And then Lesnar comes in and calls everybody there a piece of shit.
Yeah, all the guys that he couldn't beat. Lesnar can't beat a striker, man. I'm telling you. And DC can strike and keep it on the feet.
Okay, let's talk about this then. Since we're talking about pro wrestlers and MMA, let's talk about CM Punk.
This is a good one for Darren to get into.
God.
Go ahead, Darren.
CM Punk is one of the best wrestlers, entertainers in professional wrestling, but he stepped way out of his game when he tried UFC. He's nowhere near ready for that kind of environment, for that kind of fight. It was a big mistake on his part.
I wanted Caveman to fight him for the first UFC card.
Me, I think I beat CM Punk.
You would beat CM Punk.
I'm pretty sure he's a lot bigger than me, but I think I could beat him. You know who really did want to fight him was Eric Herbert. Herbert was lobbying to fight him. Dude, Herbert was smashing his face.
Oh yeah, Captain America.
They couldn't give him Herbert and then let him fight again.
Oh man, Herbert would crush him.
I think it's sad that they have to find someone for him to fight that's not UFC caliber.
And then the guy who beat him is like never fighting in the UFC again.
Yeah, Dana was so mad at him. That's so crazy. Why do you think that wrestlers transfer into the UFC?
Wait, one more thing, one more time.
Oh man, this is the first time you've ever cut me off, so this better be good.
All right. So we had a couple pro wrestlers that had success in MMA and in Japan. Kazushi Sakuraba, he was a pro wrestler. He beat the Gracies, right?
Yeah, and then they got his picture up on the wall at
Louisville.
Yeah, I don't like that picture. We should tear that one down. Now that we took it over, we should scribble out Sakuraba's face. Something.
They should put your face.
Yeah, put my face stomping Hoist Gracie? No, thank you.
Oh, man. But he was a great wrestler, right?
Yeah, he was a good wrestler. He's a catch wrestler, too, though. And, he's great on the ground.
Submissions. Right?
Yeah. But freaking Vanderlei slammed his shoulder into his face. Remember that?
Yeah, Vanderlei did fuck his ass
up.
up.
He just beat the Gracies. That was it.
Yeah.
No.
He beat more than Gracie. So he beat a lot of American fighters. Yeah, man.
His claim to fame was beating the Gracies, and then they kept putting him against guys that just smash his body. Because in Pride, they always made him fight guys that are like 2 weight classes bigger than him.
Yeah.
That was bullshit.
And then when he fought Vanderlei, the no rules with the soccer kid. Jesus Christ.
Some scary stuff. All right, back to the wrestlers. Why do you think wrestlers are coming into WWE? It seems a lot hard. I mean, I know WWE is taxing on the body, But it seems a lot harder to come into UFC and try and make a living. I mean, maybe you get one fight if you don't suck. You know, Brock Lesnar's the only guy that's made money. Why is that?
Well, Lesner's look, his size, he's looks like a very intimidating guy. So he's going to sell tickets no matter what he does. If he goes to the WWE, they're going to want to see him wrestle the biggest talents. If he goes to UFC, they're going to want to see him fight the best heavyweights. His look outperforms his skill. But as far as wrestlers wanting to go to UFC, I think it's, I'm sure a guy like Kurt Angle in his prime could have pulled it off. He was an Olympic wrestler. But just your general guy that was raised in the wrestling business as a professional wrestler, it's a crapshoot, and it's a very low return on investment because most of these guys just don't really realize how capable the UFC fighters are. Totally different environment, totally different style. You can get hung up on how good you are in the gym, how strong you are. Maybe you've sparred with a couple really low-grade mixed martial artists and did okay. But once you step into the octagon, it's
not like you're fighting Ray when you get in the octagon. I'm sorry, Darren, keep going.
No, I mean, like, The Undertaker is huge on UFC, and for a while when he was younger, he was talking about making the transition, and it never happened, and I just think he would have been another guy like CM Punk, obviously a legend in wrestling, and if he would have gone into, with his name and his stature, he would have gone into UFC, and they would have put him against probably one of the better heavyweights, and he would have come up on the short end of it, and I think he made the smart move by not ever trying it.
CM Punk, the last UFC he was in, 225, it only had like 150,000 pay-per-view buys. It's actually one of the lowest seen UFCs in a while. Do you think that the allure of pro wrestlers coming over and getting beat up is starting to wear off to the wrestling fans?
Yeah, I definitely think so. It was a novelty for a while, but kind of everybody knows what to expect now.
Hey, did you see David Batista fight?
I did in mixed martial arts. I did not.
Check it out on YouTube. It was terrible.
I'm not surprised.
It was terrible.
Bobby Lashley's had some success.
Yes, he did.
Bobby Lashley's had some success, but he was an amateur wrestler also, I believe.
Right.
And he's fighting in lower level MMA as well. He came up through the amateurs and then he fought in Bellator, but he already had a few fights.
And that's the way to do it.
Right. He kind of came up like a normal person would.
Wait a minute. He was Donald Trump's partner.
Bobby Lashley?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Wrestling.
Oh!
Remember?
I don't watch wrestling. I don't know. I'm like the worst person for this podcast.
Okay, man.
Like when we had those pro wrestlers on, dude, I just talk bullshit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't watched wrestling since like Demolition was badass. I like old school wrestling, like Hulk Hogan.
Hulkamania.
Hulkamania runs wild in me.
Oh, the Iron Sheik too. I like him.
On 4th of July, I show Forrest some old Hulkamania videos, and we watch some Hulkamania. I'm a real American. I would like to come down to that once when I fought. Oh, by the way, my fights are now on Amazon. My last fight's now on Amazon Prime. And
I got Amazon Prime. It's on it?
Yeah, and right now it's on Mav TV. It should be playing right now. Turn on Mav TV. Cool. Oh, wait. By the time you listen to this, it'll be over. Thank God. Whew.
I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I'm going to check that out.
You have to check it out. No retreat.
No retreat? Okay.
Yeah. I won. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell you guys.
Wait, was that the liver cake one?
No, that happened forever ago. This is a decision win.
Okay.
The one where I fought the guy after.
That guy was being a prick on Facebook. Sore loser.
Yeah, you have to watch it. Maybe you think he won too. You can come on and trash me after you watch it.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'm going to apologize.
Darren's not loud because he never fought.
And then I'm going to call that guy out and apologize.
Yeah. I was like, I thought he won too. But there's no way he won every round when you watch that fight.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Especially when a doctor comes in and looks at him and makes sure he's still alive.
I know, right? That's a bad sign right there.
Dr. Crow thought I lost the fight, by the way.
Did he really?
Yeah, Fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. I like Dr. Crow. He's all right. He's always honest. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought I lost, though. So did the ref. Or the, not the ref, the judge that we're going to have on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he actually rooted against me, so we're going to have him on the podcast just so I can talk some shit to him.
Okay, I'm going to ask him some hard questions.
Yeah.
Make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, we will. All right, you got anything else, Ray?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
So you got your black belt, right?
Right.
Now, how you Who you started training with in Buffalo? Shark Manzone?
I see where you're going with this. Yeah, I started training with Professor Anzalone. Why?
No, I'm just asking.
I feel like you're setting me up.
No.
You talking about Facebook?
No, I'm just, Facebook. I guess.
Ray's friends with Professor Anzalone. Tell him about the time I tried to get him on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, he don't like you. I like Chuck, too, because he tells, he just tells how it is,
No, I want you to tell the story about when you tried to get him on a podcast. I don't think we ever talked about it on a podcast, actually. When you tried to get him to come on and he said, it's not your show. That one.
Oh, yeah. He was like, come on. I told him to come on the podcast. He was like, ain't that Caveman podcast? And I was like, yeah. I mean, we both work, I could get anybody on. And he was like, no, thank you. He don't like you, Caveman.
No, he don't like me. So
You stabbed him in the back, I guess.
yeah, I wish I had my phone here. Actually, I do. I'll read what I wrote. And it's good that I can edit this because I'm just going to cut this part out. It worked a lot better when I had it called up, and now I lost it. Alright, so here's what I wrote about him. That started my training with Professor Chuck Anzalone. I went from white to purple with him. He made me really look at myself and jiu-jitsu. Say what you want about him. He is a real person and will say what is on his mind. He took me from a wrestler that wanted jiu-jitsu to use as a tool for cage fighting and turned me into someone that appreciates what jiu-jitsu is. He taught me, most importantly, how to learn and how to fit in a world where everyone is choking each other with pajamas on. We started on bad terms. We parted on bad terms, excuse me. We had different goals, and when Buffalo BJJ split with victory, I followed Eric Anthony Herbert to Western New York MMA. I knew that Professor Chuck would consider a knife in his back, and something I still think about to this day. Thank you for your time, Professor Anzalone. You opened your academy, your house to me. No matter what you think, I never forgot. And then, can you read what he said? Ray, I know you're over there looking at it.
No, I'm not looking at it. I'm not.
You're the worst.
I'm looking at porn.
You can't watch tentacle porn during here. At least we're not on the computers at whatchamacallit, at Fanduzzi Studios anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They would start to shut us down eventually.
Yeah, I think I got the computer virus.
Attention! Do not shut off your computer! Attention! Anyways, he wrote something about... Oh, what the fuck is that? Ray, you're failing, dude. You're the worst co-host. You were supposed to have this plugged up. This was supposed to be our bit that we weren't going to fuck up.
Man, I'm sorry I fucked up.
Yeah, you always do. It's okay. I love you still. Anyways, he wrote back... Goddamn. Oh, he writes a lot on Facebook. He's worse than me. Join, buddy. I always find it amazing when someone who is about to compliment prefaces it with, you can say what you want about him, but what the fuck are you going to say about me? Let me guess. You're going to go all the way back to 1991, right? Well, let me tell you something. If you ain't with Buffalo BJJ, I give zero fucks about you, period. Let's stop pretending anybody in Buffalo ever gave a fuck about me being locked up. I know... And you know it was just a smokescreen for what really bothered them about me, and it was the fact that I had real jiu-jitsu straight from the source, Carlson Gracie Sr. Stop pretending you motherfuckers are concerned with my moral compass when I'm the only one who has his cards on the table and the rest of you lying grimy fucks are trying to screw each other with smiles painted on your fake faces. Fuck you, cocksuckers. Say what you want about me. Just make sure you know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, I wasn't really talking about him being in jail because I don't really give a fuck. I don't think anyone in jiu-jitsu really does. Do you care, Ray? I mean, Ray's got cocaine and hookers in his trunk. I don't really judge him. As long as he shows up, which he barely does.
I don't care about people going to jail. I got friends that came out of jail for murder.
Right.
So,
The only thing I was talking about is that people say he's a little crazy for everything he posts on Facebook. And that's...
I'm crazy too. You see the stuff I post?
I know. You post a lot of shit about Alex Carroll and then you didn't show up. But anyways...
Stop throwing me under the Greyhound bus.
I will. Anyways, it was no disrespect about him being in jail. And to anyone that doesn't know, he was acquitted for those crimes, which means that they never happened. So even the people that trash him for that are not cool people. But, you know.
Sounds like there's a lot more at the heart of that problem just by his rant. I mean, this guy's got a lot more issues, and I'd be curious to find out what he's really pissed off at.
Oh, I left his gym for a gym that he had that split away from him.
Yeah.
So I left with them, and that's basically what happened, and that's like a stab him right in the back, dude. I mean, the guy had me in his house, took care of me, the best that he could. He's all about jiu-jitsu, and I was about MMA, and I don't want to say this like in a harsh way, but he couldn't give me what I needed at the time when I needed it when I was trying to fight. And
Well, that's not harsh at all. I mean, you had a goal in mind, and you
Right.
did what was right for you to work towards that goal, and he shouldn't be pissed off about that.
Well, I mean, it's still, for them, it's a respect thing about going to a different place. And I get it, and I knew it was always going to be like that. But I just wanted on the record I wasn't talking about him being in jail. Because I don't give a fuck. Real people are in jail, you know. And one of the cool things about him is that he's real. But tail end of that is it's hard to be real and have a lot of friends. That's all.
That's true.
Yeah.
And raised gay.
Oh, that's
I
true.
do have a question for Ray, though. Those hookers that are in your trunk, are they alive or dead?
We can't talk about that.
Okay.
Remember when I said my address on here where you had the dead hookers in the trunk? And my wife made me edit it out?
Jesus Christ, Kevin, you trying to get the feds in here?
Someone has to listen to our show for that to happen.
Maybe they would listen to it.
Yeah, they're the only ones. They're just trying to get Ray. All 65 of our views are just Ray getting inspected by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. What other and ICE? ICE is coming for you too. What do you think about Donald Trump?
A lot of people hate him, but I don't got no problem with him.
Yeah, I think he's the best thing that ever happened to the U.S.
Amen.
You know why?
Why?
Because every day is like a fucking reality show, dude. There's never not a good news
He's
day.
a funny dude, man. He is a funny dude, and I like that. But you know, a lot of people hate him, and it's, you know, the people from the left.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm in the middle. I'm for common sense, and you know, I see it from both sides, man. The hate from both sides.
I don't think the president really does anything, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. As long as it's a good show, I'm all for it. There's a great, if you guys are interested in any of this stuff that we're talking about getting along with the right and the left and all the problems between it, there's a great podcast that Joe Rogan just did with Jordan Peterson. Take 3 hours of your life and listen to it. You'll be a lot smarter for it. It's really, really good. I don't really recommend too many other podcasts since hopefully you're listening to ours, but that one's really, really good.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's high class.
Shut up. We're high class. He's trying to catch up with us. You see, after we start our MMA podcast, the Joe Rogan MMA podcast, he's trying to be like us.
Does Joe Rogan listen to your podcast?
Of course he does. He's one of our main listeners.
Is this podcast endorsed by Joe Rogan?
Of course, it's 100% Joe Rogan endorsed.
Yes, it is.
And unless he says that we're not.
And I did not hear him say that.
Yeah.
And we got weed in here. Oops.
I think that's legal here because you have an eye problem. It's for your glaucoma.
Jeez.
That's why Ray couldn't fight because he was smoking weed while he got glaucoma.
No, I had herpes. Oh,
In your eye?
I should never said that.
Yeah, that's probably not
I don't
good.
got herpes. I don't.
For Shard. Shard is Ray's significant other.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a married man.
Are we all set, Ray?
Yes, we are.
Why don't you take us out? We don't have music, so you're just going to have to do it on your own.
All right. Coming from the black belt, the newest black belt member in Buffalo, Caveman, and his basement. We are out of here.
Dude, this is the attic. The basement's down there.
They don't know.
It's supposed to be my mom's basement.
Yeah, it is.
You messed them both up. One open, one closed.
Yeah.
I got the open right, and you smoked the close.
Oh, yes.
All right.
All right.
Go take care of the hooker.
Coming from the trailer park. And coming from the Shamrock Trailer Park in Lackawanna.
Yeah, fuck Shamrock. Hopefully, again, we can hang up on him.
All right. We out of here.
All right.
Peace out.
Any word from Dan Cox?
Nope.
All right. Hopefully, we'll have Dan Cox on the weekend.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing before we get out here. Tap Out Cancer this weekend is for a great cause. Tomorrow's the last day to sign up. So when you listen to it, today is the last day to sign up. You have to 11:59 p.m. That's 1 minute before midnight.
Yes.
To sign up. So Ray,
I could do it online.
you have to do it online.
Oh, okay.
You can't do it at the door. You gotta sign up tomorrow, Ray. By tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Let's raise some money for Ray's friend. All right. I know it's important to Ray. I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Just to help out with your friend. That touched me. Gonna do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And we're out of here.
Peace.
Well, that's a podcast, Darren.
Yes.
It's pretty fun, huh?
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Better than sex.
Probably with the dead hookers is better than sex.
Yeah, it's more exciting podcast than dead hookers.
And that's our Easter egg. We're out of here.
Yeah, there.